Hi, I'm Kristen Best. Today we're on top of the world and we're going to be showing you one of the most secure homes in America. And so plug in and hang on. Next, we're going to take a tour of a very safe home with security expert Al Corbi. Al, I understand you provide safe environments for homes, offices, and yachts?
Yeah. Safe environments for people.
What does that mean, safe environments?
Pretty much any place that anybody is. If they're at their home with their family, they want to be safe. When they go to the office, they want to be safe. If they're recreating out on their yacht, they want to be safe. The cars in between, they want to be safe. So it's pretty much wherever they are.
Well, this home is absolutely lovely. It's just
Thank you.
gorgeous. I don't see any security devices though.
Typically, clients want to feel comfortable and safe in their homes, but they don't want to feel like they're in prisons. So bars, concrete walls, steel doors, 20, 30-year-old technology. The really neat thing about what's happened lately is the materials have gotten lighter and stronger. So you can do things like this. When you walk into a home like this and you don't see anything, well, what you don't see is what helps you. You want to see?
I do.
Let's go see.
I can hardly wait. Let's go.
Okay, now what happens is if you're one of the bad guys and you broke into the house, it takes you on average between 7 and 10 seconds to get from the break-in point to the master bed. The problem with that is, I don't know about you, but 10 seconds after my alarm goes off, I'm still in a funk. I don't have any idea what's going on. I'm hearing this noise. Well, the first thing that I realized then is somebody standing over top of me and my wife. Doesn't work. That's the whole safe course, safe room problem we'll talk about in a minute. But what's important is right now, you're about 5 seconds into that 7 to 10 second range. The bad guy standing here, he can't go any further. He can't get through any of those walls, through this door, anywhere into that core, not even with armor-piercing ballistics. He's stuck here. That's the important thing. Now let me show you why. See this door?
Uh-huh.
Okay. 10 chromium steel bolts. They drop out all the way around the frame of the door on all sides. The door itself is made up of twin chromium steel plates with 8 chromium steel columns and beams, 650 pounds. Come on in.
Ooh, I can feel it.
Give it a close. Give it a close. What you've done is actually locked off a whole section of the house, not just one room. There's the guest room, there's the nursery, there's the master bedroom suite. All you have to do at night is what you just did. You close the door and turn that bolt.
That's simple.
It's also fail-safe. It's important because if something happens, we call them events. If an event happens one evening, the bad guys break into the property kind of thing, you're sleeping. You need time to be able to get your children, get your guests, discuss the situation, wait for the police to come. Whatever you're going to do, unlike panic room, you don't want to have to panic. You want everything to happen on your own time, under your own control. With the safe core, that happens.
It kind of makes me wonder about maybe bullets coming in windows or something like that. I mean, is that possible?
There are a number of ways to take care of that problem. One, in a house like this, since you're around 55 feet above the ground, you'd have to obviously be Spider-Man to get up here in the first place. But if somehow you did manage to come up, you know, a chopper or something brought you into it, bulletproof glass takes care of that problem real easily. Also, there are what we call automatic drops. And what they are, they're shades, metal shades that roll up into cavities. And when an event takes place, it triggers an alarm system and these drop. So you have all the windows steel off anyway.
So what happens if somebody's firing at you from above or from below?
Okay. Again, the ceiling, the floors are all a special ballistics grade Kevlar. However, if somebody got just incredibly weird and was lower down and fired a missile or something, while I don't think it would get through, if it did, what you're sleeping on is a Kevlar frame underneath the bed. So while it's a very comfortable mattress, it's also a very safe bed. And if a blast were to come through the floor, it would be dissipated in 3 areas. Not saying you wouldn't get a little ringing in the ears, but you'd be safe on this bed. See this material? That's Kevlar. See these little pellets? That's a 9mm submachine gun. Notice it didn't go through.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And if you look, see how thin it is? This is level 1. This is the lowest grade. Now let me show you something. This is what the walls, ceiling, and floors are actually made of.
That looks heavy.
It is. This is level 4, much, much stronger than even that. Then you have a deflecting steel, which actually takes, remember we were talking about the shells?
Yeah.
Ricocheting back?
Right.
It's actually set up to cause ricochet back. Then you have another layer of level 4. That core is filled with 5,000 psi concrete. So if you can imagine that thin little piece stop that 9mm submachine gun, nothing gets through these, nothing at all. And then you have your insulation and your drywall.
And so this is what the floor, ceiling, walls are all made out of?
Exactly. This is the core.
Incredible. Nothing's getting through that, I guess. What would it take to get through that?
It would take an act of God.
Well, it sounds like you've thought of everything.
Well, you tried to. Actually, the fun of design is always staying one step ahead of the bad guys.
That makes sense. Well, since this is the core, I understand you also have a special room in addition to the core.
Yeah, in the event that the owner would feel the need to actually bring people together and want to go someplace that is kind of the most extreme, highest level of security imaginable, that's the thing that we all have come to know as panic rooms. That's a safe room. Over this way, you want to see?
I do.
Come on, let's go look.
So it's right over here next to the bed.
Actually, that's interesting because when you're in bed, you obviously do want to be able to get to the safe room. One of the big problems, if you only have a safe room, the chances are better than not that you won't get to it in time. The bad guys will already be on you before you get out of bed. Consequently, you need the safe core. You need this whole area over here to keep them away long enough. Then you have time to get your kids, get your guests, and make a conscious decision of whether or not you want to go into the safe room. If things are so bad that you have to, I'll show you the safest place in the world.
Okay.
So when all else fails, and you want to come in to the safest place in the world, here you are.
You close the 650-pound door.
Flip a lock, and you're in the safe room.
And this looks like a restroom.
Well, that's for good reason. Usually the first thing you have to do if you really need to come to a safe room is use that. The second thing you do is turn on the camera and see what's going on out there. But let me show you some of the features in the room because it's interesting. It really does look like a nice, simple little powder room. You know, you've got your sink, your toilet. This is full monitoring capability. So even though it's a nice little screen here, you can go through any series of iterations and you can go to different cameras and track and go through the facility. When you're here also, you need communications. The telephone is hooked up to a main system that can't be tampered. The main house system it's off of. The lines for the telephone and for the security systems are here. So the phone that's in this particular room can't be tampered with outside the room, which is really important because the police, while they're wonderful people there to protect you, they're not that eager to go into harm's way either. You know, they've got to watch out for themselves too. If you're looking at this monitor and you can talk to the police on the phone and you can be saying, you know, okay, officer, there's 3 guys here. One's right outside the bedroom, one's outside the front door, and all 3 of them have shotguns. They're more readily able to come in, help you, and protect themselves. All right, pop quiz. What do you think the most used door in the house is?
The garage?
Yeah, the garage door is actually the easiest door in a house to break into. There's a number of ways to do it. You can get underneath and pull it up. You can get your hand up top and pull the red cord and compromise it. It is a terrible situation. A short while ago, a clever little inventor came up with a way to lock the door when the door goes down. And first time that I've ever known of, you can finally secure garage doors. You want to see it?
Yeah, I'd love to
here.
see that.
Great little device. It's called the gap lock. And essentially what happens is when the garage goes down, the garage door goes down, It has a pin on it. It comes through here and it locks just like a deadbolt. The problem, remember you used to have those manual deadbolts you could lock, but then when you click the clicker again, you forget to unlock it and it burns out the motor.
It's bad.
This is really a very intelligent little box. When you click your clicker, it grabs the signal a nanosecond ahead, unlocks it first, allows the door to go up, no damage to the motor. Under $100. This is one of the most phenomenal safety features the average American family can buy, put into their house, and really make a significant difference in their security.
Would you have one or two of those in a typical garage door?
One. You can tell I'm kind of hot on it. It really is a phenomenal product. Everybody should have one.
Wow, is this a heliport? I've never seen one of these.
My understanding it's the only one on a house in LA, but it actually has a very practical application. From the heliport, we can access Cedars-Sinai right here, less than 3 minutes away. Police department right over here. And if you come over this way, you'll see we actually have a great connection to the fire department.
Really?
This is a 2.5-inch standpipe. This actually hooks to the fire department's helicopters, and this is where they would fuel up their water if they were fighting a fire in this area. So between Cedar, the police, the fire department, everybody can come here, land, do what they have to do, and it really protects the family against all of the natural problems in this area. In addition, if there's an earthquake, Bravo helicopter will dispatch and be here in 15 minutes. This family can get in the helicopter, be at the first closest operating airport, and be out of here.
Well, I'm sure your neighbors even appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty great because the neighbors know that from this point they would fight fires in this whole bowl. So everybody living here is incredibly safer because of this house than before the house was built.
I understand this house is on the market. What kind of price range is it?
Well, actually, for $9.25 million, you can have this home, the home next door, which is 17,000 square feet, the full compound around it, and all the security features.
And the view.
Best view in LA.
Well, thank you very much for this fabulous tour.
Thanks
really
for coming.
Fun.
It was really fun
Thanks.
too. Bye-bye.